Welcome to the Cryptosphere. This is Cryptogenic coming at you. Today is Saturday, June 18th at 8:13 a.m. here in Northern California. We've got 1 day and 9 hours left on this weekly candle, and it is a bearish engulfing candle. Bitcoin is beneath $20,000, folks. That's right. Bitcoin is beneath $20,000 for the first time since December of 2020. Specifically, for the first time since December 14th of 2020, Bitcoin has broken beneath its previous all-time high. Going right to this Bitcoin price chart, what we can see is that we are inbound for a test of the 300-week moving average. If we test this 300-week moving average, which looks like this is imminent, we're coming up on a test of the 300-week moving average, and that 300-week moving average is right at $16,718. Right now, we are at $18,966. Let me open my Bitcoin monthly chart so that we can take a look at this in context. On the monthly chart, as you can see, we're coming right in for a test of the historic trend line. So this trend line goes all the way back to 2013, and we've been in this bullish trend since 2013. The real question in my mind is, will this trend continue? Here on my chart, I've got $15,985 as the support for this trend. So the question is, are we going to close outside of the trend, and will the trend become resistance? If we close beneath this trend and this trend becomes resistance, it's going to be a lot harder and take a lot longer to get back above the trend or back into the trend and continue our bullish momentum. It's going to take a lot longer and be a lot harder. Right now on the monthly chart, we're looking at a historic low in the RSI. This was the previous low in the RSI, January of 2019. Even March of 2020, we didn't break beneath this low. We still made a higher low in the RSI. But now we're making a lower low in the RSI on the monthly chart, and that is bearish, folks. So we could be looking at taking a little bit longer than we would like to see a real breakout on the Bitcoin price chart again. I'm going to pull up the Bitcoin dominance chart really quickly. So this is the Bitcoin dominance chart, the weekly Bitcoin dominance chart. As I've been expecting, I expected a breakdown, a rejection there. We got a strong rejection there. And Bitcoin dominance has broken down by about 4%. That means overall, in this week, overall, the altcoin market has done 4% better than Bitcoin has done. And so if we take a look at our THETA chart, for instance, this is the weekly chart. We're not looking at a huge bearish engulfing candle here like we are in the Bitcoin charts. This is the Bitcoin chart. This week, Bitcoin is just dumping, but THETA token is just kind of hanging out here. It's making a doji candle, and it's just kind of hanging out here. And that's what we're kind of seeing across the market is we're not seeing huge dumps in other assets like we're seeing on the Bitcoin chart. And so Bitcoin dominance, what I'm looking for is for Bitcoin dominance to break down bearish out of this trend. And if it breaks down bearish out of this trend, it's going to break beneath this line and come down to test 35%. If that happens, it doesn't mean that the altcoin market takes off. It simply means that the altcoin market does not dump as much as Bitcoin dumps. So what this Bitcoin dominance chart tells me is that this week it has been safer to be in the altcoin market than it has been to be in the Bitcoin market. Now, what we could see is a reversal. If Bitcoin bounces at this line and heads back towards the top of this line, Bitcoin will bounce probably from the whole suite indicator and head back towards the top of this line. And if that's the case, we're going to see major sell-offs in the altcoin market, and we're going to see a dump in the altcoin market. Up to this point, we haven't seen it, but that doesn't mean we will not see it. But for all intents and purposes, really the most important chart. I've been really just covering Bitcoin these days because when there's major volatility in the market, the only chart that counts is the Bitcoin chart. I mean, you can look at XRP and see major bullish divergence, hidden bullish divergence, like on this THETA token chart. We're seeing hidden bullish divergence in the RSI. Look at this on this daily THETA chart. We're making a higher low in the RSI, and we made a lower low in the price. That's hidden bullish divergence. No, that's classic bullish divergence. No, that's hidden bullish divergence. No, it's classic bullish divergence. Anytime you have a divergence on the lows in the RSI, that's bullish. Whether you've got a higher low in the price and a lower low in the RSI, which would be classic bullish divergence, or if you got a higher low in the RSI or lower and a lower low in the price, that's hidden bullish divergence. But either way, it's bullish, right? So we've got some bullish action, but whether or not this bullish action will play out is largely dependent upon what will happen with Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin going to break down and touch 16,000 and then recover? Or are we going to is Bitcoin going to do something that it has never done in its history, and that's break beneath the 300-week moving average? In the weekly RSI, we are way oversold. This is the lowest Bitcoin has ever been in the RSI on the weekly chart. So we're looking at historic lows, folks. Historic lows. Historic lows. The monthly chart, it's as low as it's ever been. Let's see where the RSI is on the daily chart. Bitcoin daily. Now, the daily chart is not at a historic low. This is what's interesting to me. The monthly and weekly charts are demonstrating a historic low in the RSI, but on the daily chart, the historic low is 9.73, and right now we're at 20.32, but still severely oversold. But this could mean that Bitcoin could come all the way down to touch these lower lows. With that being said, we have lines of support here that Bitcoin has not reached on the daily chart. We do not have lines of support historically on the weekly or monthly charts. So it could be that Bitcoin will touch these lower levels. Where is that? In corresponding with the touch of one of these lower lines in the RSI, one of these lower lines of support. So keeping track of it, we shall see. Quick update, I'm going on vacation this week, going to Maui tomorrow. So I probably won't be able to make very many videos, but what I plan to do is to pre-make some videos before I go and schedule them out. They won't be up-to-the-minute technical analysis probably, but I'll do some technical analysis tutorials. I also want to talk about preparing yourself for the next bull run. Having a lull like this and having a bear market gives you an opportunity, an extended opportunity perhaps, to prepare yourself, because what tends to happen is the next bull run comes, you're not prepared. So I want to talk about, what does it mean? What does it look like to prepare yourself for what's going to happen when the next bull run comes? You have between now and perhaps 2025 before we see the absolute top, but we shall see. But in the next week, I'm going to be providing some resources for you that will help you think through that a little bit. Also some basic technical analysis tutorials, so keep your eyes open for that. All right, folks, remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is my own opinion and simply observations I'm making from the charts. Please do me a favor and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and leave me a comment letting me know what you think of this content, if it brought value to your life. Check out my Patreon community. You can't do this without community. You can't make it through a bear market without being in a community. And I would suggest I've got some of the best Patreon members in the world. So check that out at patreon.com/cryptogenic. And above all, make it your aim to sleep in peace every night, wake in joy every morning, and walk in love every day. This is Cryptogenic, signing out.